In 2018, she became the first woman of color to hold statewide office in New York and the first woman to be elected Attorney General. Currently serving her second term, please give a warm welcome to Letitia James.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Woo! Thank you. I love you more. I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank you for that kind and warm introduction. You know, as the New York State Attorney General, it is my job to ensure equal justice for all. And I take that sacred duty very seriously. Whether my job or my office is holding some of the most powerful individuals or institutions accountable, or whether we are taking a stand for the LGBTQ community. And that is why we demanded that the Nassau County Executive stop discriminating against transgender youth and rescind his illegal anti-trans sports ban. We have no room for hate or bigotry in New York State, or anywhere in America for that matter. But I want all of you to know, we took action against that county executive, and we won. And I don't know if they're in the room, but you give me credit, but I really want to congratulate the Long Island roller skating rebels, who were the plaintiffs, for taking on that fight and for winning. Because in New York, we obviously, all of us stand together. And it's critically important that we all stand together. And I want all of you to support the roller rebels for all that they did. The Roller Skating League is committed to an inclusive policy and anti-discrimination principles, and they welcome all transgender women, intersex women, and gender-expansive women to participate in roller skating on Long Island. Because the case came down to the fact that that executive ban violated the state constitution, human rights laws, and our civil rights laws. And I really want to thank the Roller Skating League for joining with me as we challenge that ban. And as you all know, we won just yesterday. My office has also taken on Florida's governor. You may have heard of him. Governor DeSantis. Because in New York, we say gay, we say lesbian, we say bi, we say transgender, we say history. My office does not just say these words, we embody them each and every day. And we celebrate the history of everyone. We issued guidance for New York public schools to promote DEI in the classroom because Because we believe in the fullness of society. We stood up for youth throughout the nation who simply want to be who they are without being told that they are wrong. And we proudly held a Drag Story Hour event to push back on the forces of intolerance. I want to thank Councilmember Eric Boucher and Assemblymember Tony Simone for joining with me. I am so thankful for my LGBTQ staff and for their work with impactful organizations like GLAAD. These partnerships help our efforts to secure equality and safety for LGBTQ people. But no one, my friends, is more dedicated to this work than the president and CEO of GLAAD, Sarah Kate Ellis. She works with CEOs all across this country to protect diversity and inclusion and partners with leaders in Florida and Tennessee and Texas. She is Time's 100 most influential people, and she took center stage at the Primetime Emmys this year, accepting the Governor's Award for the work GLAAD has done to increase authentic queer representation on TV over the last 40 years. She's a native of my beloved New York. She's a mom, she's a wife, she's a visionary, she's a lesbian leader who is unafraid to speak truth to power and determined to create change. And she is celebrating her 10th year running this incredible and powerful organization. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Sarah Kate Ellis.
Our hero, I mean, what a hero she is. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for your leadership. She's our hero. There's actually another hero in the audience tonight, a champion for justice and freedom, one of GLAAD's founders, Jewel Gomez. Will you raise your hand, Jewel? Thank you. How amazing that almost 40 years later, Jewel, we are living the vision that you had as a Black, Indigenous, lesbian activist and author. Unbelievable. Thank you. Thank you. I also want to take a minute and thank our board. We couldn't do this work without him. Our staff, relentlessly working around the clock. The host committee and the volunteers here tonight. You make all of this possible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm grateful to be in this room tonight with so many people who make and shape the news. So much of it today is dark, it's hard, it's sad. And GLAAD's News and Rapid Response team works with the news teams 24/7, from national news desks to local bureaus when we come to put out a fire, or start one sometimes, you know. That's our job. I know it's a critical season with the election for you all, and it's a critical season for all of us. So I want to take a moment to talk about the headlines we will be seeing the day after the election. Imagine that it is Wednesday, November 6th. Maybe you are awakened by a beep on your phone, or if you're like me, you've stayed up all night to see what the election results will be. Thinking about your family, your partner, your friends. our community. You see the map, you see the final tally, and you see the headline, "The next President of the United States is." When you see that name, I want you to ask yourself one thing. Will you have done everything with the platforms and the privilege that you have to protect the people that you love? Because at GLAAD, we have a plan to supercharge GLAAD's influence and media reach on every media platform possible to get out the largest LGBTQ vote ever and build a rainbow wave of freedom across America. We did that. We did that in 2018, we did it in 2020, and in 2022, when we brought the most LGBTQ voters ever to the polls, literally changing the course of history. The Washington Post ran a story with the headline, "Had LGBTQ voters stayed at home, Trump might have won." We did this by releasing candidates' voting records on LGBTQ issues. We fielded voter polls. We had celebrity friends like Barbara Streisand, Demi Lovato, record phone messages for voters in key swing states. And it worked. It worked. So we're going to do it again, and we're going to do more this time. Looking back on my 10-year anniversary, 10 years ago, when I started at GLAAD, it was a much, much different world. It was a different life. Obama was president. Diversity in, yes, remember that? Diversity in media and corporate America was growing, right? Trans equality was advancing. I mean, Laverne Cox was on the cover of Time magazine that year. And marriage equality was about to become the law of the land. And now we have the urgent need to protect it all because the Supreme Court and the Heritage Foundation are coming for it. They have literally published a 180-page playbook that begins on January 28th. Geez, I'm pushing it. But on the very first page of this playbook, in black and white, they say they are coming to restrict our rights. And make no mistake about it, that means they will roll back our legal marriages. They will roll back our legal marriages like they rolled back Roe v. Wade. They will continue to cut off our access to medical professionals, whether with reproductive rights or trans medical care. It is happening in real time. They will continue to censor our books, our drag shows. This very event, a year from now, could be challenged. Your vote on November 5th is either for freedom or for extremism. Do not let it happen. We need your support. We need your support to fund our media and our Get Out the Vote campaigns. Our latest poll, this is very good news, our latest poll shows that more than half of American voters are turned off by candidates who are anti-trans. It's working. We're changing the narrative. Hate is becoming a losing proposition. And we saw this in marriage equality. Once we had over half of America on our side, the winds were on our back. So we have to keep telling our stories and raising our voices and pushing back on the rhetoric. The choice is yours. You can wake up on November 6th and have no regrets. I'm offering you that tonight. You can wake up to democracy and equality instead of a nightmare. And tonight, we invite you to work with us so together we can all wake up to freedom. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful night. God bless you. Good night.